One of America's newest racetracks, Iowa Speedway, located in Newton, Iowa, has been in operation since 2006. The 7/8 mile oval was designed and built under the auspice of NASCAR champion Rusty Wallace at a cost of approximately $70 million. The D-shaped oval is patterned after Richmond Raceway, the scene of some of Rusty's greatest successes during his career. Purchased by NASCAR in 2013, Iowa Speedway has a seating capacity of more than 30,000. Together with a unique multi-tiered RV viewing area along its 869-foot backstretch, the track hosts NASCAR Xfinity Series, Camping World Truck, and Arctis Series events annually, along with IndyCar Series and Firestone Indy Lights races. Tonight it's race number 8 of the Superior Class Auto Racing Premier Series, and it's coming up next on HBR TV. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Virtual Iowa Speedway, Newton, Iowa. I'm joined up in the booth here with Eric Dotson. Eric, good to hear from you. I know it was close quarters. We're a little bit late to the start, but certainly glad to have you up here.
Absolutely glad to be here and can't wait to go race them.
125 laps around Iowa Speedway tonight. They've got 2 sets of tires over the wall and a 58% starting fuel load, and that is the max capacity that they'll be able to work with. So pit stop's still going to come into play as always. It does kind of vary each week. Practice a little less than 5 minutes remaining in the session. Zach Millett, to no one's surprise, top of the board, but TJ Elaine pretty close on his tail there, maybe half a tenth. 23:34 is the top time. Elaine a 23:38. Did you get out and turn some laps? I know you were talking to the guys over in the other channel prior to the race. Eric, did you get some laps in or no?
Yeah, I got out there and turned a few laps. It's the first time I've got to do it all season, and I heard some of these guys talk about being loose, but I was tight. Maybe it's just where I ain't been in the seat in so long.
Well, it could be. I mean, some guys talk about being loose or being tight going into the corner. Sometimes it's just a matter of, do we overdrive the corner or not? Sometimes that's been the case. If you're tight on entry, might maybe back that corner up just a little bit. I don't know. I don't drive these oval trucks much anymore, but that's just what I've heard.
Yeah, I was definitely tight going in, and I was a little loose going out. But, I mean, it was a fun track to drive the few laps I got to turn, so I'm excited to see these guys run. And, you know, a lot of them, their times are close, which is going to make some great racing.
I'm real curious to see if anybody can do anything with Zach Millett. He tends to be the fast guy most weeks. When he can make it, at least, he's not really running a full schedule. I know his work conflict does come into play occasionally. But TJ Elaine there, he is pretty quick himself, not far off the heels of the 3:15 of Zach Millett. Brian Rowe is also not too shabby, third fast. He's a 23:40. Then you've got newcomer the 83, Brandon Mefford, coming to us from the IROC series. He's fourth fast. And then Neil Quick, I guess you could call him an IROC guy, you could call him a SCAR guy, you can just call him a racer, but he's fifth fast. So some heavy hitters up front. Certainly, race is definitely not over before it starts. We're going to have to run all 125 laps and decide a victor here tonight.
My best thing to call Neil is by his last name, Quick, because he's quick no matter where we go.
And we need to reset something here because we just lost our feed. There we go. And we're back. We lost everything. We got to get Eric tuned back up.
You got me?
Yeah, I got you. Did I lose you too?
Nah, I've been here. I was just making sure.
Just wanted to make sure I had your screen monitor back so you could see it. So let's get that back up and running because that dropped out too. That was something that hasn't happened yet. There we go. Happy, happy, happy. Practice just about done here. 30 seconds remain before we call it official. We are going to step aside here for a short break before we get into qualifying. Stay with us, folks. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Iowa Speedway. Superior Class Auto Racing Premier Series qualifying underway. We follow along with the 96 of Will George and the KOA F-150. Meanwhile, Vincent Short's gone P1 at 23:45. George's first lap at 23:585. Brian Rose's first lap, 7th fast, 23:956, was 3rd quick in the practice session.
He's saving it all for this lap right here.
Well, that's another question I was going to ask. Was lap 2 tended to be the faster of the two, or was lap 1 kind of the best? We'll see here in just a minute as Brian works through the dogleg here, crosses the stripe. 3rd quick, 23:47 for Brian Rose. Meanwhile, TJ Lane wraps up. Top 3 spot for Brian Rose. TJ Lane at 23:503. I don't think Zach Millett can qualify. Didn't get a look at the pre-race announcements. Maybe his win penalty preventing that. James Vance out there once again. Road racing ace, the LMP3 driver, trying his hand here at the Premier Series. He crosses the stripe for his first lap. 23:664. Not a bad lap by any means. 11th fast so far. Neil Quick finishes up his qualifying attempt at 23:566 for the 2.
Yeah, he was quicker his first lap, so maybe driving style that comes into play there.
Cody Harger crosses the line. And Zach Millett does take a time in qualifying, goes P1 on the board at 23:41. Cody Harger's first lap at 23:765. Lap 2 for Cody Harger. It's a 23:45. 3rd fast. Bumps TJ Lane and Brian Rose down a couple spots. Zach Millett wraps up lap 2. Did not improve on lap 2. It was a 23:45 for him on the 2nd lap. A 4:18 on lap 1. So far, it's Zach Millett, Vincent Short, top of the board. Jesse Bobo wraps up his as well. Best lap for him, a 23:784. All but 3 drivers have made their attempt to qualify. That's Alan DeFries, Mark Truxell, Carson Conway choosing to sit this one out for now. They can, of course, start at the tail of the field with that choice. We're going to step aside one more time, get another break in, and we'll be back with our starting grid after this. Welcome back to Iowa Speedway, the Superior Class Auto Racing Premier Series. The Cornfield Conflict 125 in our starting grid. Well, it's set. Let's go down and take a look at it. On the pole position, it is the 315 of Zach Millett. To his outside, Holler Boys racing number 15 of Vincent Short. Row number 2 is the 66 of Cody Harger, flanked by the 69 of TJ Lane. Row number 3, Brian Rose and Rob Hattenbach. Row 4, it's Brandon Mefford in the 83 with Falcon Motorsports and Neil Quick in the 2. Ninth starting position goes to the 02 of Thomas McMullen. Also had his fair share of troubles getting into the cockpit tonight, but made it just in time. With Mike LaJoy, the 29, starting in the 10th position. Starting 11th position is Will George, the number 96 machine. 12th is Will Hewitt, the number 33. James Vance, the 11, he'll start 13th starting position. Cook Quick, the number 23, starts 14th. 15th starting position, the 7 of Jesse Bobo. With the 75 of Jamie Kerr, HBR TV Black Acid Custom Racing Apparel, he'll start 16th. 17th starting position with Lone Star Racing, it's the 6 of Chris Gones. The 18th position, the 88 of Eddie Rose, making the start here. Hopefully got some internet working here. See him on the grid, and he's not blinking, so we're off to a good start. 19th position, Mark Truxell in the 5. Alan DeFries, the 71. Carson Conway, the 72. Shotgun on the field here this evening. Those 3 drivers, I believe, opted not to take a time in the session. Going to try and work this one out from the back. Slowly but surely, methodically, try and work their way to the front. Your starting grid here from Iowa. Field just getting ready to roll out. Extended grid period here, it seems, but I'm sure they'll hit the track here momentarily.
I see we're under a 58% fuel load, so could we see some green flag pit stops?
Well, you kind of think that you would, but then again, we are on a proverbial short track. We're less than a mile, so 7/8 mile here at Iowa Speedway. If these guys can keep things clean and keep the yellows from coming out, yeah, maybe we'll see some green flag stops, but fast racetrack, tight quarters, some aggressive guys wanting to get that first win of the season. I don't know. We may not be able to get some green flag stops in, but it is the SCAR Premier Series. Who knows? They've surprised us before. They've run green to checker without a yellow before. Who knows? We'll obviously get a stage caution here. I didn't catch that lap number. In fact, I'll check it right now.
Lap 90.
9-0 for the stage, so that would leave us after the caution laps about, what are we thinking, 30 laps to go. Once the caution is over with, we go back to the green?
Yeah, I would think so. 2 sets of tires tonight. Yes.
And interestingly enough, we do not have last week's winner, Keaton Burnett, in the field. Tough break for the 26. Really hope to see him here tonight.
So who's your pick before they go green here?
Oh, Lord. You know, Will George has been knocking on the door. I'm going to go with Will George here, the number 96 machine. He starts 11th, I think, but we're going to go with him.
We'll take Brian Rose. I got a feeling about him tonight.
Brian Rose for the win as pace car peels off. Get ready to take the green flag.
Green flag.
Off to a good clean start so far here.
TJ Lane way up high off turn number 2, trying to maybe get some advantage and get some momentum down the straightaway. Not sure if it paid off or not, but Vince Short here working through turn 4 to the outside. Currently with the lead. Not sure if Zach Millett's going to cross the line first. Nope, Vincent Short's going to lead that lap. Zach Millett, though, still on the bottom, trying to take that top spot away.
I think he's going to have to regroup. It looks like Vince is strong on that high side.
Vince looking real strong out in front. Zach Millett slips back about half a second in the rears in second spot. It's another half a second or so, maybe less, back to the 66 of Cody Harger. We're talking 4 or 5 truck lengths between the top 2, and then back maybe 5 truck lengths, 6 truck lengths back to the 66 of Cody Harger. Top 3 already starting to spread out a bit. You got to wonder here. We've seen this with Vince Short a bunch of times in the past. He can get out to a good lead. He's certainly got plenty of pace around these places, but is he burning up too much tire too early with only 2 sets over the wall Could Zach Millett and Cody Harger just be sitting there and letting him run his stuff off?
You took the words right out of my mouth, and Zach has proven that he's fast, but he knows how to save his tires as well.
Well, it's funny that, I don't know, Zach knows how to save tires. He knows that it's important. But I'll be honest, I don't think he's one of the better guys out there to do it. He's kind of a full send. You just kind of go for it, throw the lap time down, and whatever happens may happen. He is pretty good at driving the truck on old rubber, but if the fall off is what it is, it's not going to matter how good he is at driving it.
It looks like you may be closing in on Vince a little bit now.
Did close that down slightly. The deficit's down 0.4 of a second, closing now 3.5 tenths off turn number 4. They're both running about the same line. I wonder if Zach's dealing with any kind of aero push off of the 15.
Looks like Vince is just a slight bit higher than Zach in the turns.
The thing with Zach, I mean, he's got pace no matter where we go, but he's also very good at watching the guys in front of him, learning from them. Is there do's, is there don'ts? Is this line working for him because it's not working for me, or vice versa? He's good at trying to switch things up, trying different things throughout the course of a run, really analyzing the track, analyzing the truck consistently every lap to try and see where he can find a weakness or an advantage for that matter.
Yeah, all three of our top 3 trucks, they look like they're running a very good, smooth line right now, and we'll see. I think we're going to have some battling here soon between our top guys.
Right now, Vince Short, fast time, 23:53. Zach Millett's at 23:60. Cody Harger at 23:63. So, I mean, there's only a 1/10 of a second difference between our top 3 as far as at least their best lap time of the day. See Brian Rose dropping down here, making a move on. It looks like, didn't catch who it was, the 99. That is Rob Hattenback. Didn't get it done. Tucks back in behind. That's in the 6th position. Hattenback has 5th. Andrew Locke chiming into the stream here. Wish he could be there. Stream looks great. Thank you, sir. I got to wonder if the late start time for Andrew may have been the cause. I know he does need his beauty sleep after all. Sorry, Andrew. I had to do it. Nevertheless, good battle going on here for the 5th position between the 99 of Hattenback and Brian Rose, at least for a moment. Now the battle has shifted. It looks like TJ Elaine and Rob Hattenback. Elaine in the new colors, the KOA paint scheme. That's actually a good-looking truck, I'm not going to lie. I know TJ's likely the one that has painted it, but certainly good-looking paint. Fast driver behind the wheel as TJ sits there in the 4th spot. Meanwhile,
like
Zach Millett is taking the lead.
Yeah, it looks like Zach's taking the lead, and now Cody's challenging Vince for that 2nd spot.
We'll stay with this battle for now as Cody Harger works to the inside of the 15 of Vincent Short. Cody Harger takes the spot. Let's go back, watch the pass for the lead here with Zach Millett on Vincent Short. Getting into turn number 3. Just sets him up nice. Gets to the bottom. Plenty of space between the 2 trucks. A relatively clean pass coming off turn number 4. But then it opens the door for Cody Harger to do the same. Sets Vincent up into 1. Harger goes to the bottom and completes that pass for P2. Oh, we're at the wrong screen here. What is going on with that? We're having all sorts of issues, but so far so good. Race looks good. We got a battle now here for 3rd. Now TJ Elaine on the back door, the tailgate of Vincent Short. We talked about it about 15 laps ago. Did Vince burn that stuff up a little bit too early on in the run? Is that what we're seeing here, Eric?
That's what it's looking like. I mean, he jumped out to the lead, and, maybe he was pushing it too hard, got his tires too hot, because, he's definitely not as fast as he was before, and it looks like everybody behind him's taking advantage of that. Vince is good at adjusting on the run, so I'm sure he'll know next time to kind of try to not push his truck so hard and the tires as hard and save a little bit better.
Yeah, he'll definitely come into his own on that for certain. Typically does. Not to be a surprise if he gets that squared away here before the end of the race, by any means.
I know he loves bonus points, so, that may have been his plan. Hey, I'm going to get out there, lead a few laps, get some bonus points, and then kind of just cruise till the later part of the race.
TJ Lane going to the bottom here on the 15 of short. Slides up a groove a little bit. Pinches the 15 up high a bit. Short maintains the position, but now Lane's got company on the bottom. Rob Hattenback taking advantage of these two squirming together. Skirmish? What am I talking about here? Off turn number 2 down the back. Vince Short makes out with it here. Hattenback actually loses a lot of momentum. Now he's got Brian Rose to his outside.
Yeah, I think these guys are all close on speed right now, and it's hard for them to pass each other because they're all running each other's line. As Brian comes down in front of the 99 and may take a look at the 69.
Brian Rose cracking the top 5 here. Still the battle of Vince Short and TJ Lane continues off of 4. Vince way up out of the groove, but still able to carry a lot of that momentum on the high side. It's really working out well for him. Brian Rose now back into the mix, right to the back tailgate there of TJ Lane. Slides down to the bottom. He's going to try and take that spot from TJ as they work off the corner. TJ Lane to the wall, gets caught up.
Ooh, Neil Quick involved.
You will have a caution.
Caution on the Speedway. TJ Lane looked like he got up in the loose stuff and then got into the fence.
I'm mainly concerned about.
Neil Quick involved. Looks like Will Hewitt maybe got a piece of it as well. Let's get a look. We'll back it up a little further here. Slow things down. TJ Lane, the number 69, the KOA F-150. Way up out of the groove. I don't know. Yeah, contact made to the right rear of Vincent Short. Pretty hard racing for this early on in the event. I don't know really what's going on with that, but nevertheless, it does collect the 2 of Neil Quick. Pretty hard impact to the outside wall. Collects Will Hewitt. He slides down, gets a piece of Thomas McMullen. Tough break here early on. Leaders looks like most of them hitting the pit road, though. Zach Millett, Vincent Short, they both stay out on the Speedway.
No, I'm not sure if I would come in and take tires right now. I mean, they're 2 sets on pit road that you're obviously going. I would think you would take the stage caution.
Cody Harder's not taking tires. That was fuel only for Cody Harder.
Maybe that's what it is, and they need the fuel.
Looks like too much damage for Will Hewitt. He is backed out of the session. Tough break early on for some heavy hitters. Will Hewitt, Neil Quick, TJ Lane, all involved. So Zach Millett and Vincent Short, they both stay out. And I'm not even so sure Zach stayed out for the sake of points. I think he's just... His mindset, I think, was to save some tire there, but no one seemed to really take tires. If you look at the pit stop times from Brian Rose, in fact, Eddie Rose hit the pit lane but never stopped. I don't know if he missed the box, but Brian Rose, Cody Harger, really all the way down to Alan DeFries in 11th. Those was a fuel-only stop. Had a couple of guys appeared to take tires. Jesse Bobo, James Vance, Cook Quick, Mike LaJoy, Tom McMullen, TJ Elaine, all in the pits. Of course, there was some damage involved there, so longer pit stops. Hard to say if they actually took tires or not, but nonetheless, Thomas McMullen, TJ Elaine, Will George, they're all back in the pits again.
Topping off on fuel. Maybe it's going to be a close run.
Well, Cook Quick has some damage on the 23. Thomas McMullen, of course, he had some damage as well. Thomas into the box. Does he take tires? No, he's just getting some more repairs done. Try to get that truck as straight as possible. Still got plenty of racing left. 100 laps remain here from Iowa, so he's going to try and get this thing up to snuff. I think he's managed to stay on the lead lap. I'm not 100% sure on that. McMullen listed 17th. Now 18th. Pace car working turn number 4, about to hit the stripe.
Looks like we're going to have a father-son battle here for the 3rd position as soon as we go green.
Eddie Rose and Brian Rose, 3rd and 4th. Of course, Brian in the familiar number 89 Track Bar Media F-150. Looks like Eddie Rose down on the bottom. New colors on the 88. Looks like the Let It Snow Cones entry.
Me and Brian and Eddie used to race on NASCAR Heat, and Eddie was always a great pusher on the super speedways when we all 3 raced together.
Well, don't push too hard here at Iowa. We're going to have a big problem if that happens.
Yeah.
Pace car is off. Into the Geico restart zone. Green flag waves. Zach Millett nails the gas and goes. Waited until the last second. Did it the right way. He really got away in a hurry here. These guys got caught sleeping. Eddie Rose down to the bottom in front of Cody Harger. Slides up the groove just a bit. Cody's to the bottom. He's going to try and take the spot away off 2 down the back straightaway. Brian Rose tucks in behind Eddie into turn number 3. Eddie slides way high in the mid-corner. Harger and Brian Rose both will slip to the bottom and take the spot away. Eddie Rose free falling here, 29 laps in, heading back to the 5th spot and getting worse. Now he's got the 75 and the 99, Hattenback and Kerr looking to the bottom with Mefford in the 83 behind. Oh, gets clipped. Hattenback gets to Jamie Kerr. We've got another wreck. Big trouble here on the front straightaway. Alan DeFries, Chris Gones, Jamie Kerr, Mefford. Looks like James Vance got a piece. Mike LaJoy in it. Well, we talked about cautions early in the broadcast. Could be an issue so far. We've got 2. We're only 30 laps in. Tough break. Not sure what happened there. We're going to get a better look at it here, see exactly what the situation was. Looked like the 99 of Hattenback got a piece of the right rear of the 75 and just hooked him. Could be wrong, but let's take a look at it. 99 of Hattenback in the middle groove. You've got Brandon Mefford coming to the high side. Hattenback gets a little loose off the corner and just clips the right rear.
It kind of looked like the 75 may have drifted up a little bit.
Well, let's watch it again here. Maybe get a view from the blimp. It looked like Hattenback got loose off of 2. This is from the blimp here. You got the 75 occur way down on the bottom. Hattenback in the middle. And they just kind of came together at the wrong time. Hattenback was a little bit loose, and Kerr did come up just a bit. Kind of a racing deal, if you ask me.
For that real estate.
trying to get all you can on the restart. We do see that sometimes. It is kind of early, but these are pretty short races, 125 laps. It's not a ton, especially here at Iowa. Kind of got to get what you can when you can, and that was what was going on there.
So did these guys have a practice race this week, or how much does damage hurt you here?
I'm not sure if they did do a practice race. I didn't see of one. I didn't see anything posted up in either of the chats. Things were kind of quiet with the holiday weekend and all. I don't think I turned my system on at all this weekend up really until last night, getting prepared for tonight. But damage, it's you got to think about how bad does it affect you at a place like Richmond? I mean, it's got to be kind of in that same realm. These trucks can kind of take a beating. Aerodynamically, it's not as big of an issue. You, of course, want them to be as straight as possible because you really want to keep some right side force on them. Keep the handling in it so you can swing the thing out a little bit in the corners. But I don't know. I think guys like Jamie Kerr, his is busted up pretty good, but it's not terrible. I think he'll be fine. Alan DeFries, he's in the pit lane. His doesn't look too bad. Of course, he's still down there working on it. Thomas McMullen, from his first incident, truck looks pretty straight to me. TJ Lane's got some work to do, though, so we'll have to see how it affects these guys. TJ running 15th, at least as of the moment.
Yeah, his looks like a square body Ford.
It pretty much does. Except for a rear spoiler, it's not straight at all. Thomas McMullen back down again. TJ Lane. Brandon Mefford in the 83. He's also in the box. I mean, truck looks pretty good. I can't imagine it's going to be too terrible. I know they're going to want to fix what they can as often as possible to kind of set them up to have the cleanest truck as possible by race end. Certainly wouldn't risk a lap for it, though.
I always hated pitting if I was involved in a wreck and having required. I was like, I'd always think, just let me go drive it.
Joe Tucker in the Facebook chat. Audio is amazing. I hope so, man. I've been trying like heck to get this thing right for the past few weeks. Between failed microphones that are, well, they cost twice as much money as the one I'm using right now, and this one sounds fine to me. So who knows? I guess we're doing okay, but thanks, Joe. Pace car lights are off, so we will be going back to green this time by. It'll be lap 35 when they cross the stripe. 91 to go. Looks good, brother. Sounds good. Hope it's a great race. You all have a ton of fun. Again, that's from Joe Tucker in the Facebook stream chat. Joe, appreciate the kind words, man. You should come out here and turn some laps with us one of these nights.
Green flag.
Pace car's off. Green flag flies right away. Again, the starter determines when it comes out based on that Geico restart zone. They can go before or they can go late, but Zach Millett still gets away with a great jump. Vincent Short drives it way deep into turns 1 and 2, gets out in front of Cody Harger, but Cody keeps his normal line through 1 and 2, gets side by side right to the door of the 15 into 3. Brian Rose sits behind this group, also watching it all unfold.
It looks like Brian's getting pretty good runs off the turns, but he's always bottled up.
Rob Hattenback seems quick here tonight. Caution out again.
About the car.
Will George possibly? Oh no, my pick in trouble. Will George bringing out our third caution of the night. Eddie Rose looks to be involved. Alan DeFries involved again. That's a tough break for Alan. Let's take a look at it. So going into turn 1, Mike LaJoy hard on the brakes to get off the back bumper of Bobo. Little bump to the 7. And we'll back this up a little further. It looks like maybe some contact with Eddie Rose and Mark Truxell. Eddie Rose in the middle lane there, the 88 truck. Yeah, he slides up and just gets a piece of the left rear. Mark Truxell sliding up the groove. Might have been trying to avoid contact with the 11. A little more contact happening there with Jesse Bobo and Eddie Rose as well. And we got a melee here. There's a lot more trucks involved than it looked like initially. But yeah, Eddie Rose, Jesse Bobo, Alan DeFries, Thomas McMullen seemed to avoid. Tough break.
Yeah, these guys are so bunched up that it seems that if, two of them get together, it's affecting, 5-6 cars.
Cautions
Or
breed
5
cautions.
trucks.
That's seems to be the mantra most of the time. And here we are, 38 laps in. I believe this is our 4th caution of the evening. Meanwhile, through that cycle, though, Cody Harger, new leader. Looks like Zach Millett finally taking an opportunity to get some fuel. Actually, Millett took fuel and tires, a 14.87 second stop for the 315. It's going to put him back in the 6th position or so when they restart. Well, Eric, you were talking about green flag stops early on in the race, and we didn't necessarily expect to see too much of that, if any. It's kind of been a caution fest, at least for the first 38 laps or so. But now we've got some varying strategies. You had Zach Millett and Vincent Short not pit during that first caution. Everybody else, for the most part, came down, took fuel. No tires. Zach Millett, his first stop of the day, lap 37, fuel and tires. So he's got one set left over the wall if he so chooses. He might need to make the most of this. I don't know if I would have taken tires that time with all these caution laps we've had. I would have just maybe saved them for later.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like I've said many times, I always like having one set past the final stage or past the next to last stage. That way, if they were a caution, I could come put those in, and it's helped me pick up 10 positions before.
Neil Quick going to get ice cream. Neil Quick in the stream chat on Facebook says he is going to get ice cream. Neil Quick, a tough break here in the 19. He's out of this one.
It's unfortunate. I mean, Neil came in last season and kind of come in midway through the season and wasn't able to compete for a championship, but he drove the truck like he was, and he was out for nothing but wins and done a great job of it last year.
Well, Neil Quick out there right now. He was strong last week, of course, and tough luck here tonight, but he's got 2 wins on the season. He's all but locked into the playoffs, and I think he may officially be locked in. In fact, we can take a look at that right now. You won't see it on screen per se, but yeah, Neil Quick. Taking a look at our locked-in drivers for the playoffs. Zach Millett, Neil Quick, Keaton Burnett, Brian Rose, and Vincent Short locked in. Next one on that line, though, is Chris Goins. He's plus 97. He could lock himself in, of course, with a win. Jamie Kerr back in 11th, has a playoff point. A few different guys here that if they get a win here, certainly change their fates for later on in the season. Pace car lights are off, though. We are on the 1 to go. We lap 42 when we go back to the green flag. Cody Harger out in front. Rob Hatton back in the 2nd spot. Brian Rose, James Vance, Mike LaJoy, the top 5. James Vance, again, I know we talk a lot about him, but coming over from a road course discipline and jumping in these trucks and trying to compete on any level is difficult. But to come over here in the Superior Class Auto Racing Premier Series, which I will admit is one of the better series I've seen as far as the league. They've been around a long time. Good competitive drivers to sit here in the top 5. Again, race isn't over yet, but we got to give him some kudos here. He's doing a great job out there.
Green flag.
Green flag out again. Cody Harger underway. Good jump for the 66. A few truck lengths back to 2nd and 3rd. Hattenback stays a nose out in front of Brian Rose into turn number 1. Mike LaJoy, James Vance, the top 5 into 2.
Hattenback got a great run down the back stretch.
Now Brian Rose trying to take over that 2nd spot. Hattenback, a good run off of 4, but not as good as Mike LaJoy. Mike had to drop at the bottom to avoid contact with the 89. He's going to go to the inside and take the third spot away handily from Brian Rose. Brian up in the middle lane battling with James Vance. Contact made. Brian saves it. Vance goes down the straightaway. He's going to take that spot, drives it way deep into 3. But you see these guys, if you keep doing that, you're going to burn up those tires. Other drivers like Mike LaJoy kind of makes a living backing up his entry. As he loses connection, though, a little bit. Oh, the 15 turns James Vance into Brian Rose. Caution
I don't know why you can't hear Earl. Can you
on
hear
the
me?
Speedway once again.
Did not hear him call that caution. Need you to check your radio connection. Check the one on your headset, on your headboard, actually, on your left-hand side, on your headrest.
I'm not sure what happened
1, 2,
there.
3, loud and clear. You got a good copy?
I'm interested in seeing this replay.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at that here in just a minute. Colt Ansley saying hello here in the stream chat. What's going on, Colt? Thanks for checking in. Well, let's go to the replay. See exactly what happened. The 11 of James Vance there. This is on the front stretch. Vince goes to the bottom. Hard to say. It doesn't look pretty. I'm not going to lie. I want to stand up for the guys that are on the team as far as HPR goes, but it doesn't look good, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Let's try to get some better angles on it here.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from that angle what happened. This will be a good one.
Vance started his turn in and came across the nose of the 15. The 15 didn't cut him a break. I don't know. What's your take on that one, Eric?
I kind of think that maybe James, I can't remember who was in front of him, but the truck in front of him kind of blinked out. And I think maybe going into that turn, he may have checked up a little bit, and Vince, was going in the corner hard and just got into him.
I mean, it was very mild contact.
Me and you've both been out there and raced with guys that blink in and out. I mean, it's, nothing against anybody who does it. It's not their fault. It's their internet. But, it can definitely be nerve-wracking when you're racing around them. But I think the 11 just kind of slowed down, and Vince was being aggressive, trying to take the move, and Vince got into him.
No, you see Vince checked up too. You saw the fire come out the pipe. I think he was just trying to make a move to the inside, and it was just close quarters. I think close racing, honestly. And I think you might be right. You might have had the 11 being a little extra cautious, not knowing where that 29 was going to reappear.
What you guys in the chat think? What's y'all's take?
Well, Thomas McMullen says these boys must have smoked some crack before tonight. I'll say it over the air. It is what it is. But, yeah, I mean, this is certainly not the status quo. We don't usually see things play out like this in a SCAR race. Usually it's pretty clean. You might get a couple of cautions, of course, one for a stage. But tonight it's been all-out aggression, and these guys got to settle it down if we're going to get any semblance of a race in tonight.
Yeah, this is one of the more aggressive races, especially early on, I think we've had this year.
Cole Ansley says, looks like he dumped him, not on purpose, but maybe a little tunnel vision for just a second. Michael Rose. I think I'm going to get a snow cone from the 88 truck. Zach Millett, wait for me, Neil, quick. Telling you guys,
I wonder how these guys are commenting and in the truck.
Well, some of these guys, like I think Thomas McMullen, he's still out there. He's running top 10. Brian Rose, he's still out there. He had some damage, I know, but
maybe that's the problem. Maybe they're on their phones and trying to race.
yeah, texting and racing is not going to work.
Yeah, maybe Vince was scrolling through Facebook and didn't see the 11 checking up or backing off.
Well, the thing is with this series is a lot of these incidents do get reviews. by race admins, by the review board post-race. So it will get looked at. It'll get analyzed. If there's any issues, any intent or any fault to be had, it will be pointed out and addressed accordingly. Penalties will be thrown down. Pace car lights are off. We do have Brian Rose appears in the infield care center. We're going to try and get a word with him as we go back to green here in just a moment. Brian, it's Steve in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, 10-4.
Brian, not what you expected to see or wanted to see here. You're in the pit lane with some damage. Is there any hope for the truck? You going to get it back out there, or are you done for the night?
This Holler Boys racing team, they're going to, they'll work on the damage here. I don't know, something broke in the engine. I'm trying to limp it back down to pit road. Did have a good truck tonight. I mean, we had a good quality truck. I thought we could get up there and compete to the win as we're going back green. Just unfortunate. Neil got caught up in that incident. I was hoping that we would be able to capitalize big time on that, pull away in the points. But, Track Bar Media Machine, HBR, Eric Dotson State Farm, Castle Pack Power Products, Popple. Everybody who makes this happen, Country Designs, it's just unfortunate. Really disappointed. We had a good truck.
Well, tough break for Brian Rose, and maybe related to some connection issue, possibly with the 29 of Mike LaJoie as we see it continue. We actually see him blink out again. We maybe overheard some conversation, some bleed over from Zach Millett talking to Mike LaJoie. You're blinking out really bad, and now Millett wants to get away from that situation as fast as he can. Goes to the inside, trying to take that second spot away. The tough thing is, Mike LaJoie's usually got some good pace out there, so he's not the easiest to get by.
Yeah, I think he's kind of maybe trying to stay high out everyone's way right now till his internet connection may solid back up.
Well, it's hit and miss with Mike LaJoie. We don't usually see it, but there he goes again, blinking out. Brian, I don't know if you saw it. Was that an issue on your end? Did you see the 29 kind of disappear there?
Yeah, we had a conversation about it on the team channel right before that restart where we got caught up in that incident. But, yeah, he blinks out. It's usually pretty worse under yellow. Usually clears up. Looks like he is blinking pretty bad. But he's good. He's a good driver. He'll stay out of everybody's way. Hopefully he'll let the 15 get by him right here. But, yeah. That's all I got, Steve.
All right, Brian. Well, a tough break, man. Thanks for chatting with us and kind of giving us the scoop. If you get back out there might be some positions to be had, but I know your chance for a win here is definitely gone.
Yep, that's gone. We got about 25 minutes of required repairs. Get this meatball cleared up. We'll go back out and salvage what we can. Get as much points as we can. We're still in the hunt.
All right, that was Brian Rose, driver the number 89, Track Bar Media F-150, out of this one. We're going to go to Neil Quick. In fact, Neil is also available for a comment. Driver of the number 2, recent winner, Neil Quick. You got a copy?
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Neil Quick, it's been relatively chaotic out here as we've got a battle for the lead going on between Zach Millett and Rob Hattenback. What ended up putting you out here tonight, and are you out for good?
Man, I was coming off of like turn 4, and I don't know if that was one of those scuds from Russia or whatever. Something just got me and turned me.
Definitely been an interesting evening, to say the least. I hear you're going to get some ice cream.
I got ice cream. I'm sitting here watching everybody run into each other.
All right. Well, your night for Iowa is pretty much over. Any chance of getting that thing fixed, at least getting some more laps in and maybe picking up a couple of spots, or no?
No, I couldn't hate it and said I had over like 17 minutes of required repairs.
Tough break, Neil. Well, again, man, glad you're all right. Glad you're going to fight another day here. I think in another week we'll get back at it, and we'll try again.
Yeah, it's great. Just getting to watch a broadcast. You guys are doing a great job with all the chaos.
Thanks, Neil. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for talking to us.
Yes.
Was Neil Quick, driver of the number 2 WR1 Sim Racing Chassis Machine. 2 wins on the season, an early exit here tonight at Iowa. Zach Millett has taken over the top spot. Now Vince Short to the bottom on Rob Hattenback. Cody Harger's going to try and follow through, take 2 spots away. Vince cuts across the nose of the 99, takes away the second spot, but now he's got to deal with defending against the 66. Into turn 1 and 2 they go.
Yeah, Cody's got him in the turn, but I think Vince will get the run down the backstretch here, and they'll go into 3 badly.
Cody Harger takes over position 2. Vincent Short now back to 3rd.
think I will start telling the drivers I won't pick them unless they pay me, because it seems like everybody I pick goes out.
Who did I pick? Was it Will George? I think it was,
Will
the
George.
96. He's running 7th. He has had his share of contact as well tonight. Will George in the number 96 KOA, the team car to TJ Elaine. TJ Elaine, though, running right there in the 8th spot. We were talking about those guys having some damage on those trucks. Seemingly okay. And Thomas McMullen made mention earlier on. His truck is still okay. He's down about, looks like he said 60 RPM. Not significant, but definitely a little bit down on power. McMullen running in the 10th spot. Back up front, though, Zach Millett still in the lead. Half-second advantage over Cody Harger, but Cody's closing. Cody's got some pretty good pace as well. In fact, he is a tick faster than Zach right now. It was a 24:10 for the 66 the last time by. 24:22 for leader Zach Millett. Harger does have slightly fresher rubber underneath him. He did pit at lap 45 to Millett's 37. I know there's a lot of caution laps involved there as well, but does seem to be paying off slightly for the 66. He does turn another lap faster than Zach Millett. Closes that gap down to 0.3 of a second and continues to close.
Cody was fast last week. I mean, he got involved in a incident and had to go to the back and work his way back up, and really had a strong finish for what he was dealt.
Cody Harger's there. It's just a quarter second between the top two.
Think he'll push the issue or just ride for a little bit?
It's tough to say. I think Cody might want to see what he has as far as how he stacks up against Zach Millett right now. Zach obviously always has really good pace just about everywhere we go. Didn't have the greatest run last week at Bristol Dirt. Was there. He was competitive. He was in the mix, but not really for the win. I think he ended up taking home 7th last week. But back to the asphalt, back where he's comfortable. But Cody Harger again right there. Again, a little bit fresher tire under the 66. I don't know. It's just past halfway here. I think Cody may take the opportunity to try and see what he's got if he can take that top spot away. But I don't think he's going to abuse the tires too much to do it. See Jamie Kerr going a lap down. He's now the first truck 1 lap down. He would be eligible for the lucky dog if we got the caution. Chris Goins running 11th. He is the last truck on the lead lap.
I think Cody seemed like he was catching him pretty quick, and now it's kind of staying around the same. I think Cody might just be riding a few laps here.
I mean, that might be it. He's just, he got there in a hurry. There's nothing really to get there to try and push the issue. We still got 20 laps before the stage. No need to worry about it there. He does have the long-term tire advantage, so if he can try and save some tire to the end of the run, that could be a benefit to him as far as the stage is concerned. Maybe he puts the challenge on then. Third place running Vincent Short. Pretty big advantage over the 4th place running Rob Hattenback. Will George running in the 5th position. Got a good gap back to him. And then Mike LaJoy is 6th, another big gap, but this is the battle on the track. The 29 and the 5 of Mark Truxell. They go down the back straightaway right now. Neil Quick says Zach Millett's got the poker face on. I don't know. I mean, I like Zach. He's a great racer. He's quick, but I don't think he's really a good strategic driver. I think he just goes out there and lays down the laps that he can, and if it works out, he can get a win, and if it doesn't, well, he won't. I don't know if he's really got a poker face. I don't know. What do you think, Eric? You think he's out there playing possum or what?
I don't know. I mean, it just seems like he's always quick, and you know, when we went to Coda, I mean, he was running the same lap times as the other guys on 20 lap tires when they were fresh. I mean, the guy's just quick anywhere he goes.
I mean, you know me with road courses. I mean, I was always the quick guy here in Scar most of the time. But Zach shows up, and him and I turned some laps at Coda in the truck pre-season, just trying to get a feel for things. And I thought I was laying down some good laps, and he was beating me by almost 2 full seconds. And it's just like, I don't know where he's finding it.
Yeah, he's definitely been quick everywhere we've been, and you know, it continues here.
Looks like the connection issues for Mike LaJoy has seemed to have corrected itself. He's been pretty clean here in the last 4 or 5 laps we've been watching him here. TJ Lane there back in the 8th position. Again, started 4th on the day. Beaten and battered number 69 KO AF-150, but he's out there still trying to give it his all. I think he would have been a challenge for a win here, maybe the top 3, but looks like it's not the case right now. Cook Quick running 9th. Again, he's up 5 positions. So far, a decent run out of the 23. He was involved a little bit early on in some of those incidents. Some damage on the right side of that truck, but seemingly things are getting better. Thomas McMullen runs in the 10th spot. Down on power after his incident. Truck looks really good. It's just not quite perfect. So he sees Brandon Medford there in the 13th spot go by. Medford not a lead lap truck. Another connection issue for Thomas there for a moment. Carson Conway, he was in the practice session but did not start the race. Not sure what happened with Carson. Well, Zach Millett stretching out that advantage over Cody Harger. It's now just over a full second, back to the 66. 10 trucks on the lead lap. Thomas McMullen, the last of those. Chris Goins, the first truck 1 lap down. Now he is in that lucky dog's position. If he can hang on to that first lap down truck position here with the stage caution coming in about 10 laps, that would work out in his favor. Again, Goins involved in an early crash. Damage on that machine certainly not helping his cause. The truck does not look happy. Yeah. No, I gave up the old number 6, and Chris Goins is going to run it. I told him that I got first rights if I ever come back and sit behind the wheel in one of these things.
I thought that was Steve Singer out there.
No, good old Chris
Singer
Goins. Brian Rose in the Facebook stream chat. He goes, PSA, there's a Bojangles in the infield. Cajun filet biscuits all around.
You let me down, Brian. I picked you to win.
82 laps in here, getting close to the end of the stage. Zach Millett still out in front. Cody Harder second. Vincent Short, Will George, Mike LaJoy is your current top 5. Well, the first third of this race started out pretty hairy, but things have cleaned up. I think they've been under the green flag here since, what was it, lap 55? I think they went back under green. So we've run 29 laps here without issue. Everybody's kind of minding their P's and Q's here. Field is starting to stretch out a bit.
Zach has definitely found his line and setting the pace right now.
Yeah, he's definitely picked it up, but Cody Harger is literally matching those lap times. Last time by, Millett was an 85, Harger an 84, so it's right on the money between these two. Again, keep in mind Cody does have slightly fresher tires. Actually, we see Mike LaJoie now. He is hitting the pit lane here. He's going to try and short pit this, it looks like. We do have a stage coming here in about 5 laps, but he's getting in there before the pits close. Now, that could have been maybe related to impact or a crash. I don't see any issues with that. No tires for LaJoie. Stop, splash, go for the 29. He's down and away. Getting that pit work done. He's going to try and gamble here, see if this pays off. Tough place to do it at, 7/8 mile oval. I don't know if he's going to really be able to make this work. Zach Millett as the leader into turn number 2. Yeah, Mike LaJoie is down a lap, and he's not the lead lap truck as far as the first truck 1 lap down. So he is there going into turn number 1. The next truck on the hit list is, well, actually behind him. So Chris Goins will likely get that lucky dog. Thomas McMullen, he's going to hit the pit lane as well. He's down and away or out of the pit lane. Some strategies changing up. We talked about possible green flag stops pre-race. We're seeing some of them now. And McMullen
I think
in
they're
the
doing
pits.
whatever they can to try to get an advantage right now.
You know, McMullen might have a problem here. Looks like he's got some smoke trailing from that O2 machine.
It may have blew.
Say. Into the pit box, he stops. Yeah, smoke coming out from underneath the hood. He's going to change right sides. Might as well do 4 and see if we can get it fixed. I don't know if he's going to be able to. Again, not working with any fast repairs here tonight. But Zach Millett, he's going to work his way off turn number 4, cross the start-finish line, and he is going to win the stage. Second, Cody Harger, Vincent Short third, Will George fourth, Mark Truxell fifth.
So we
Zach
know
Miller.
Zach.
Go ahead.
We know Zach took some tires earlier. You think he pits here and gets tires again?
I think he has to. The way the race has calmed down, I can't imagine he's going to sit there and expect to get some more cautions like we had early on in the race. Everybody's kind of minding their P's and Q's again. Cole Ansley makes a pretty valid point. Could those guys be running out of fuel? It's possible, but with all the caution laps we had, I'm not really sure what the 58% fuel load would kind of yield as far as laps go. At a 7/8 mile like Iowa, you got to think they might have had enough. I don't know. Especially with Thomas being down on power, he's not burning as much. It's hard to say. Zach Millett down the pit lane here. He's going to get his pit service. When he's done, we're going to go and get a word with Zach Millett. Zach Millett in pit lane. Cleanly into the box. We're going to jump over to the other channel here, see if we can get a word with Zach post pit stop. Zach Millett, it's Steve in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Steve, what's up, buddy?
Zach Millett, winner of stage number 1. A lot of chaos in that first third of the race and some varying pit strategies from there on after. You took tires, I think it was at lap 45 35 or was it 37? Did you take tires this time? We didn't even see.
Yeah, I did. I figured there's not much time left. I might as well get my last set on.
We were kind of thinking you'd do the same thing. I know the cautions were abundant early on, but you guys ran a really good clean stretch there. If that continues on, it seems to be the plan of attack. How's the fuel situation? I think we did have some guys running out at the end of that stage. You good to go all the way to the finish?
We're golden now. We got plenty to go. I put a little extra in there just in case we're green-white checkered, but I don't expect it. I kind of expect a long run to the finish.
All right, Zach Millett has got his game face on. We'll let you get back at it here as we get ready to go back to green. Thanks for chatting with us, man. Good luck to the end.
Thanks, man.
Was Zach Millett, your stage 1 winner here from Iowa Speedway. Plenty of fuel left to make it to the end. He says he did get a little bit extra in just to make sure in case we get a green-white checker or something to that effect. Tires on as well. Kind of the same thought. He expects a long green flag run to the finish. Well,
I can see that with these guys settling down, but you also got to think we're going to be bunched back up. So part of me's like, maybe not.
Well, we shall see, and we will see more of it after this break. We'll be back with the restart after this. Welcome back to Iowa Speedway, lap 96, about to be 97 going up on the board. Zach Millett just won stage number 1. He's going to restart from position 1. Cody Harger there, second position. Vincent Short, the 96 of Will George, and Mark Truxell, that's the top 5. Getting ready to go to the green flag here. Pace car peels off the racetrack into the Geico restart zone, and Zach doesn't waste any time. He's in the throttle and away. A couple of truck lengths out in front of the 66 as they work into turn 1.
Cody Harger's been fast, so we'll see if he can maybe run down Zach on this restart here.
Saw Vincent Short dive that truck way deep into 1 and 2. Got real close to the tailgate of the 66, but slid up the track a bit. Cody puts the power down and starts to drive away just a bit. Truck length or 2 between himself and leader Zach Millett. Lap 98 goes on the board.
I think Cody's going to do everything he can as he gets a little loose there and loses some time, but I think he's going to drive hard to try to catch Zach and put some pressure on him here.
Last lap, Zach Millett dropped the fastest lap of the race, a 23:44. Cody was a 23:62. He's got some work to do here to the finish.
Cody's switching up his line a little bit right now too, trying to find out which one's working the best for him.
Cody's certainly trying to find something he can use in the toolbox to try and catch and pass Zach Millett. Cody Harger just dropped his fastest lap of the race as well, a 23:54 for the driver of the 66. Top 7 trucks, lead lap trucks, Zach Millett, Cody Harger, Vincent Short, Will George, Mark Truxell, TJ Elaine, and Cook Quick. First truck 1 lap down, Rob Hattenbach. Not sure what happened with the 99. Possibly a penalty at some point. I don't know. I think he was running top 5 prior to the stage. Truck looks pretty clean, so no incident to be concerned with.
We know he's definitely rooting for a yellow flag to come out.
Absolutely. It would put him back in the mix of things. He's the lead, first car 1 lap down, so he's the lead candidate for that lucky dog. Get him back on the top spot, or at least into the lead lap. I don't know if he's got any tires left to take advantage of there. Zach Millett out in front, putting a gap on the 66 once again. Almost a full second back to Cody Harger. Almost 3/4 second, a little more than 3/4 second from Harger back to the 15 of Vincent Short. These guys getting spread out early once again. It's not what we saw early on in the race.
Yeah, I think these guys know it's go time, and some of the guys who may not have been pushing as hard are definitely in the throttle now.
Ooh, car in the wall off turn 4. Didn't catch who it was. Maybe Cook Quick.
Looks like maybe the 29, wasn't it?
Not sure if it was Mike LaJoy or Cook Quick. Mark Truxell goes to the bottom here. This is on the 83 of Brandon Mefford, not 4 position. Mefford not a lead lap truck, nor is Mike LaJoy. Mike LaJoy actually running 9th. Hattenbach still the first truck, 1 lap down, number 99. Cole Ansley asking about, did everyone on the lead lap pit and use all of their tires? As far as did everyone in lead lap pit, lap 92, 91, yes, everybody pit. As far as tires go, it appears that everyone did take tires on that final stop. Was it their last set? That is hard to say. Unfortunately, I do not have that data. No pit reporter, unfortunately, but I would imagine at this stage of the game, you got to take those tires. You can't leave that set sitting over the wall, especially as clean as that mid-section of the race had run. Can't chance another long green flag run without putting fresh tires, especially with the fall off that it was and the pace that Zach Millett has. You're going to be a lap down in a hurry. Neil Quick chiming in. Brother Cook Quick still has a set. If we get a caution late, watch out for the number 20. Cook Quick just gambling here again. He's running in the 7th position. Brook is the last truck on the lead lap. But again, as Brother Neil had mentioned, he did not take tires on the final stop. Still has. So if we get a caution here late, I'm sure he's got his fingers crossed. Be a major factor for a win here.
Yeah, we got a few guys that would love to see a caution come out right about now.
Yeah, well, the one we're looking at right here is certainly not one of them. He wants to run this thing all the way to the finish. Because I don't care how quick he is, if he has to battle with Cook Quick on fresh tires, that could be a problem for the 3. Vince Short still having a pretty strong run, though. Again, started outside front row, currently 3rd position. Will George, big mover on the day. He's up 7 spots, but biggest mover on the day. It's good old Mark Truxell. Didn't even qualify the truck tonight. Started last, almost last. I think Carson Conway was credited with last. Officially 19th starting position for Mark Truxell. Up into the top 5 here with less than 12, almost 11 laps to go. Working his way around here, Mike LaJoie, not for position. Again, LaJoie running in the 9th position. Great evening so far for Mark Truxell. Was involved in an early wreck as well. He got caught up. I forget who clipped him there. It might have been Eddie Rose, actually. But no harm, no foul. He's doing pretty well with it nonetheless. He's up in that top 5 and making it work here with just about 10 laps to go.
Neil Quick's reporting debris on the back stretch.
Yeah. Of course you're going to call that one, Neil. He's probably sitting on top of the pit box of his brother right now, trying to petition the series for a caution. I can't say I blame him. HBR may need to bring another sponsorship on board to pay for all this. Oh, guys, I got to tell you, if you're not in the stream chat during these races, that is half of the entertainment. We're here to call the race, but you're missing out on a lot. Love when these guys get in here and chat us up and make comments and talk about the race. They're adding their own tidbit to what's going on. That's a blast to see, and we certainly appreciate it. It's tough when the stream chat is a lot of the drivers and even former drivers or part-time drivers. Cole Ansley, of course, chiming in quite a bit. Good to hear from him. Really good to hear from all these guys. It's pretty nice to see. Because we never financially recover from Iowa. Pulling a Joe Exotic line out of the old hat. Oh, Lordy.
Yeah, it looks like Neil taking a little shot at Vince in there now.
Zach Millett out in front, 3 seconds the advantage. Back to Cody Harger, almost a full straightaway. Vincent Short, 3rd position. Actually starting to close in on Cody Harger just a bit. Last lap for Harger, a 24.80 to Vince Short's 24.65. Eric, you'd mentioned it earlier on in the broadcast that Vincent Short does tend to settle things down and make adjustments. If he's burning up that tire, you saw him do it early because he was out to that early lead and then got chewed up. He seemed to do a bit of a better job saving some rubber underneath that 15 machine so far. He tries to track down Cody Harger once again.
Yeah, I mean, from the looks of it, he's going to be putting the pressure on Cody, probably trying to make a pass. I would say maybe the next lap, maybe even this lap, as he looks slow a little bit.
Less than a truck between the two as they work off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Vincent's still there. Again, a little less than 5 to go. Takes a peek to the inside in the middle of 3 and 4. Cody slides up the track just a bit, maybe to keep up some of that momentum as he does edge out in front. Another truck length, maybe a truck and a half between himself and Vincent Short. Into turns 1 and 2 once again. Vince goes to the bottom. Harger goes to the top. Again, able to drive off, carry the momentum down the straightaway. We've seen this happen very often, especially on tracks like this where you can maybe not be the fastest truck, but if you take away that preferred line, the guy trying to make the pass can maintain the spot. So far, it's a job well done. It's not aggressive blocking. It's just doing it the right way. Cody Harger with just 3.5 laps to go to hang on to his 2nd place finish.
Yeah, the thing that Cody's doing is, you know, he's giving Vince that inside because he knows he's fast enough on the top side to keep the position and then get the run off the turns.
Cole Ansley, Cook quick, toss some roll bar padding out of the car, trying to get that yellow flag. Tell you though, this is the battle on track here for the 2nd spot. Cody Harger has it. Vincent Short with a little bit faster pace. He wants to take that away. They cross the stripe here. Zach Millett's already taken 2 laps to go as he works into turn 2 off the back straightaway. All by his lonesome, pretty clear sailing all the way into turns 3 and 4. Cody Harger putting the power back down, a truck length and a half back to Vincent Short. Zach Millett crosses the stripe, takes the white flag. Final lap here from Iowa, the Cornfield Conflict 125. Zach Millett started P1, didn't lead all the laps like he's, well, kind of used to doing. And Vincent Short has crashed. Vincent Short in trouble on the final lap. Zach Millett off turn number 4 sees the checkered flag. He wins at Iowa Speedway. Second's going to be Cody Harger, but tough break for Vincent Short. Let's go get a look at it, see what happened to Vince Short. Pushing too hard, maybe. Let's see. This is coming to the stripe. White flag in the air. This was the battle for second place. Vince dives it to the bottom. Oh, gets contact with the 66. Cody Harger straightens up, but oh, big impact in the door. Hattenback gets into Vincent Short. Ugly, ugly, ugly. Sure there'll be a conversation about that one later as Will George takes third instead of Vincent Short. Zach Millet's going to add Iowa Speedway along to Rockingham and Coda as his third win of the season here in the Superior Class Auto Racing Premier Series.
He's pretty good at them donuts. He gets to practice them enough.
I bet you he practices donuts when he's all by himself in a test session. He's that kind of guy. Well, we're going to step aside here, take a quick break. We'll be back with our top three after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Iowa Speedway, the Superior Class Auto Racing Premier Series, Cornfield Conflict 125. Got a late start, but it was worth the wait. We had some chaos at the beginning, some nice long, clean runs in the middle, and the end of the race. And Zach Millet brings home his truck to victory lane. He is victorious. Cody Harger second. Will George a surprising third. Not that he couldn't handle it, but looked like that was a shoe-in for Vincent Short until some contact late with Cody Harger. We'll talk about that one later. But first and foremost, let's bring Zach Millet into the broadcast booth. Zach, it's Steve and Eric. Do you got a good copy?
Hey, what's up, guys?
We talked to you after the stage. You won the stage. You hoped you'd have a long green flag run all the way out to the finish because you did take that final set of tires. You got the long green flag run, and it results in a victory. How do you feel?
Feel pretty good about that. It was kind of an accidental strategy at first to just kind of try to stay ahead of all the chaos. We didn't expect those kind of cautions in the first part of the race.
In all seriousness, I mean, Eric and I both were kind of surprised that you took tires when you did, considering how many cautions we had in that first 37 laps. We kind of expected you to kind of wait it out. You certainly had the pace. What went into making the decision to take the tires so early?
You know, honestly, I wasn't going to. And we were all just about to dive to pit road, and Vince came up on the team channel and said he was taking 4. So I had to try to check it off last second.
Well, that's how it works out. Tell us about your strategy coming into tonight. Did you have a plan? Did it all go out the window with all these cautions?
It did, because I plan on just kind of trying to save tires as much as I could. And you know, if I got passed by 5-6 trucks, it'd be fine. You know, I just try to roll around and make a run at the end of the race. But when those cautions started flying, it was a little scary. And me and Vince and Brian were all talking about just trying to stay ahead of it.
Well, either way, you look good out there. It seems like you poured on the pace late in the race. Best lap was a 23:43. That was done not too long after we went back green. Were you holding out a little bit? Did you kind of save some for the end, or it just happened to be late in the race when the track cooled off that you got that good lap time?
There was a little extra there waiting. I was turning a lot of 2s in practice in a test session. I was trying to you know, do the old Steve Singer where I actually look at the temperature, since it makes a big difference in everything. But I was running 2s in my own test session, and then a lot of 3s in the warm-up before the race.
It's not a Steve Singer thing, man. If you're going to race a car, you got to know what the track temperature is.
I just go out there and send it, man. I don't really look at the politics. You know me.
You know how many people you piss off by just saying that? Just tell me you spent hours and hours practicing, trying to make it right.
Here, we'll meet in the middle. I spent hours and hours practicing how to send it.
Fair enough. All right, Zach. Well, either way, a nice run. Congratulations. That's 3 wins on the season. Turning into a pretty good battle between yourself, Neil Quick, Brian Rose. But Neil Quick, Brian Rose both having issues tonight, early exits to the race. What are your thoughts going into Charlotte next week?
Well, I really hope I can make it. July was going to be the hardest month for me to make these races. I think this was only my 5th race so far that I've made. I'm going to miss at least 2, I think. So I'm going to try to stay up there as far as I can.
Well, Zach, good luck one way or another. If you make it, great. If you don't, well, it might be better for the rest of us. Nonetheless, nice win tonight. Before we let you go, is there anybody you need to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank the SCAR series and Cody for doing everything he does to keep her going. It's a great league to be a part of. I love, you know, participating in the race, and I love watching it back with the broadcast. Thanks to you guys for broadcasting it. Shoot me a follow on Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram at that S4 guy.
All right, that's Zach Millett. Thanks for chatting with us, man. Good luck.
Thanks, guys.
That was your winner, Zach Millett, driver of the 315, that S4 guy. Chevrolet. Next, we'll go to second place finisher Cody Harger. It was a hard-fought second place for Cody Harger, not able to take the top spot here tonight. But Cody, it's Steve and Eric in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How y'all doing?
Not too bad. We got a late start tonight. Appreciate the extra effort to let us get here in the seat and get this broadcast in, get this race done. A good run for you. Second place finish, but just not enough to catch Zach Millett. You guys were going pretty good as far as consistent lap times with each other there for quite a while. What's it going to take to knock this 315 off that top spot?
I think he just probably knocked himself off of it. So the way our league's set up, he just got his 3rd win of the year. So that means for the rest of the regular season, he's going to be getting an EOL at the start of the race for the rest of the regular season. So puts him in a little dangerous position, and you know, any spin or early caution in front of him has the potential to damage him up. So plus the fact that he's just got to drive so hard to get through the field. So hopefully he did it to himself. Personally, I think one thing I could do is probably put a little bit more effort and get some practice in. I've been so busy with work, and my son's racing in real life that I really haven't had a chance to practice. I mean, literally the only amount of practice I'm getting is the hour we get before the race. So maybe if I dedicate a little bit more time, we might find some more speed out of this thing. But I'm happy with second place.
Absolutely. If you're not able to get the seat time into these things, it makes a huge difference. But if you're not getting the seat time and you're able to put lap times down within a tenth of Zach Millett, just imagine where you'd be if you could actually put the time in behind the wheel.
Probably slower. I'm the
Oh, come on.
See more practice, I probably get slower. I'll overthink it.
Well, either way, Cody, it was a good run. It was fun to watch you try and catch him there. It was a good battle in there for a little bit. We got to ask, real close quarter racing with you and Vincent Short, right down to that final lap into one. Contact was made. What did it look like from your perspective? It didn't look pretty from ours.
Yeah, so you know, when I was trying to hold on to Zach there, I kind of lost concentration with about probably 13 to go, and touched the wall down the back stretch, which these trucks are so brittle on the right front that immediately I started watching the relative to me and Vince drop a tenth a lap. I knew he was coming. So when he got to me, I was just trying to take the air off his nose and you know, not really give him an opportunity to get to my outside. I felt like if I could keep him on my inside, I could control it. But 1 and 2 is the type that if I give him the inside enough, he might try to slide job me. So I was just trying to keep it to the bottom as much as I could in 1 and 2, and then just, you know, control him, you know, by letting him have the bottom in 3 or 4. And it worked there for a little bit. Then he got a good run there on that last coming down the straightaway. And I don't know I felt like I hit my same mark that I'd been hitting. And I went to turn in and I saw he was coming. So I kind of straightened up. It didn't go as low as I had been. And we still made contact. I haven't had a chance to look at the replay. So, he apologized after the fact. So I'm guessing it's probably maybe he drove in just a tad too deep. But I don't really know how it happened. But somehow I got straightened out, and I guess we had enough lead that there wasn't enough time for the cars behind me to catch up, and was able to limp it home. So.
Well, while we were discussing or having our interview here just with you just now, while you walked us through it, we did have the replay up in the broadcast. Definitely, he drove it in. You guys made contact. It looked like the wall itself and actually him making contact with you after that impact straightened your car out. You were able to continue on, but not so much for Vince. Vince ended up, I think it was the 7th position. So didn't work out good for him.
Yeah, I hate it for him too, because Vince has really worked hard this season. He's been running good, and the results show it. He's been up front on a lot of these races, so I hate that happened to him. But that's racing sometimes. Sometimes you windshield, sometimes you debug.
You got it. Well, again, congratulations, Cody, on the 2nd place finish. Before we let you out of the booth, 2 things: who do you have to thank, and what are your thoughts going into Charlotte?
You know what? Thank these guys showing up every week and putting on a good show. I know tonight we had a few more cautions than what we're used to, but if we only do that once every 8 or 9 races, hell, I'll take it. Again, shout out to HBR TV. Y'all always do a great job. And as far as Charlotte goes, it's going to be interesting. Charlotte's one of those tracks that it seems like everybody can be fast for 10 laps or so, and then it gets interesting. So definitely wanted to watch him be Zach. He's fast, but starting at the back at a narrow track like Charlotte, that might be a little tall order. So that'll be definitely be interesting. I know Brian Rose has a good feel for Charlotte, so he'll probably have a good shot at bringing home a W there too.
Certainly looking forward to it next week, guys. Stay tuned. Tune in here next week, 8:40 p.m. I don't think we've got any kind of conflicts next week. We'll go live here and tune it in here for the Spear Class Auto Racing Premier Series at Charlotte. Cody, thanks for talking to us again. Congratulations, and good luck next week.
Thanks, guys. You'll have a good one.
It's Cody Harger, driver of the 66. Next, last not least, we'll go to Will George, driver of the number 96 KOA machine. Once again, ends up into a top 3. We're talking to Will George. Will, it's Steve and Eric in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep, got a good copy.
So here we are, back in the top 3 interview. I don't think you necessarily expected to be here with the way that Cody Harger and Vincent Short were running, but that's why we run all the laps, because anything can happen. Those 2 made contact. Cody drives on. Vince isn't able to. You take home the 3rd spot. What was going through your head there on that last lap?
But I was like, I'll just be happy with the top 5. And next thing you know, I saw 2 trucks get together, and I was like, wait, what? Did I just get third?
Well, so far so good. I'm sure the points are shaping up nicely here. You've been awfully consistent. Top two, top three, top two, top three kind of thing. What's it going to take to get this truck into victory lane next week at Charlotte?
Ooh. Well, it's going to take a lot of luck and practice.
Said the key word there. Practice makes perfect. Me and Eric have talked about that so many times that, and Cody even mentioned it just a minute ago in his interview, that he hasn't really had the time to lay down the laps. You know, summertime's a busy time for everybody, but he's got his son involved in racing, and he's busy with work and so on and so forth. So it's just not adding up as far as that goes. But if you want to be quick and you want to be good, you've really got to put the laps down. And it makes it true. It's really what you're talking about for next week at Charlotte. You got to put some time in. And the way you reacted when I asked, it sounds like you're not really fond of the place. Is that the case?
I like the track. The only issue is I start night shift, so I'll only be able to run every other race. So kind of bummer there, but job comes first.
Certainly the case. You got to be able to pay for the hobby if you're going to be doing this. But unfortunately, that's a tough break, man. We're going to miss seeing you, especially when you consistently end up here in the top three, top five on a regular basis. That's a hard one to take. Tough break, man.
Yeah, it happens. Like I said, I'm just doing it for fun. Just like I said, it's just a hobby.
Well, either way, you had a pretty cool paint scheme on that number 96 tonight. The KOA colors, you and TJ Elaine both. Sharp-looking trucks for sure. Aside from them, is there anybody else that you need to thank before we let you get you out of the booth?
Oh, definitely KOA. Secondly, I got my little buddy Duke on the car. He had to put him down today, so we put him on the truck at the last minute. So I was very thankful for his top three. That way I can talk about him a little bit, but I want to thank Lambs, Onaway, BBM, Bar, and HBR TV for sure. I'll put on a heck of a program.
Appreciate the kind words there, Will. And again, sorry to hear the news about Duke, man. That's never fun to do, but pretty cool you can get him on the car there, on the truck, and bring him home a top three finish. Nice work.
Oh, definitely.
Well, good luck next week, and like you said, put down that practice, man.
All right, thank you.
Take care. Was Will George, driver, the number 96, third place finisher here tonight. Rest of the race results: Mark Truxell, solid top four finish from the 19th starting position. Passed 15 trucks tonight. Nice job, Mark Truxell. Fifth place after an early crash. The 69 finished in the fifth position. Cook Quick didn't get a chance to use that final set of tires, but still brought home a top six. A good run for the 23. Vincent Short got to be just punching himself after that one. Had a solid top three. I know it's so hard not to go for that move, that second place finish going into turn one. He had the inside and it just didn't pan out. Has to suffer and finish that seventh place. Mike LaJoy, after some issues with the connection, manages to still limp it home to an eighth place finish. Brandon Mefford, his first race with Scar, I believe. He finished in the ninth position. Chris Goins was 10th with Lone Star Racing. Again, Chris Goins involved in an incident early on as well, as many of the drivers were. We had a bunch of cautions in that first third. Rob Hattenback finished in the 11th position. Eddie Rose was 12th. Jesse Bobo was 13th. 14th position was Thomas McMullen. Jamie Kerr was 15th. 16th went to Brian Rose. Again, an issue for Brian Rose, involved in a crash, unable to get back out. 81 laps down. James Vance, I think in the same incident, finished 17th. Alan DeFries, 18th. Neil Quick, 19th. Will Hewitt, 20th. Carson Conway, 125 laps down, did not take the green. You got to look deeper to see what happened there with Carson Conway. Typically here every week. Don't know if he had an internet failure or what happened, but Carson Conway credited with last on the field. That's your finishing order here for the Cornfield Conflict 125. Eric, let's get your thoughts. I know the first third of the race was a bit of a disaster, but everybody kind of cleaned things up there from there on in. What did you see from your perspective?
Yeah, I thought it was a great race. I mean, early on, we kind of, like you said, bred cautions, but these guys kind of settled down and got their lines figured out and found the best way around the track, and it turned out to be a good race. And I'm excited about going to Charlotte next week.
Charlotte will be a blast. I love watching races there, love calling races there. It's not my favorite place to turn laps at just because I really am not great at it. But Charlotte's the home, man. That's the home race for everybody involved. Obviously, iRacing, we're all over the country in some cases, other parts of the world, but Charlotte will be a good one. I hope we get another full field or even 20 plus. I mean, we've been running 20 plus almost every single week. They can't all be like Daytona where we had almost a 40 truck field, but 20 to 21 solid guys every week. I will take that every time.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. The bigger the field, the better.
Well, with that said, again, next week, 8:40 p.m. in the East, we will kick up the live stream, and then 8:50, I think we cut over to the end of practice and then right into qualifying. This is every Tuesday for the most part. We'll keep you guys posted as far as any off weeks that we do encounter. But if you haven't already done so and you're watching tonight, facebook.com/HBRTV1. That is also the same on the YouTube side at HBRTV1. Like, follow, share, subscribe, turn on the notifications so you don't miss a second of the action. Appreciate everybody giving us some leeway here tonight. Did a lot of traveling today myself, spent 10 hours in my own car, got a little bit late back to the house to get things situated for the stream, but luckily we had everything preset the night before, so all we had to do was click the go live button. So appreciate the patience from everybody. Glad we got it up and running and we're able to get the race in tonight. Eric, again, thanks for hanging a little bit later than we normally do. Certainly do appreciate your help every week as always.
No problem. Glad I can be up here, and I have a blast doing it.
And again, we've talked about it a lot here in the stream chat. I know we had a lot of drivers in the chat tonight. Certainly appreciate the participation, but you viewers, you fans, you family members, jump in here with us. Don't be intimidated. You can talk to these guys. You can talk to us. We don't always see it. We don't always have to react to it because we're calling a race, but sometimes it gets a little boring. It happens. Not every race is going to be nonstop action. You can ask us questions. Tell us where you're watching from. Cheer on your favorite driver. We appreciate you watching. We'd love to have the interaction. We certainly do appreciate it. It's more than welcome every week. With all that, thanks again for watching. We certainly appreciate it all the time. A good crowd on the Facebook side, trying to bump up those YouTube numbers, but either way, we'll take it wherever we can get it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Tune in next week. Have a great night.